You know the drill, right? You're staring at your phone knowing you absolutely need to post a reel or a TikTok just to keep the algorithm happy.
Yeah, and the thought of filming, editing, and finding a trending audio, it's just exhausting.
It really makes you want to throw your phone right into the ocean. I mean, it's the content hamster wheel.
Which is exactly where creativity goes to die.
Yeah.
It's that classic burnout trap, right?
Yeah,
You spend so much time acting like a media company that you forget to actually run your business.
exactly. So for today's deep dive, we are looking at a tool that claims to completely break that cycle. It's called Traffic Supernova.
Right, and the pitch is pretty wild.
Fully automated, narrative-driven content creation. But look, I know you. You see the words automated content and you immediately think,
Spam.
yep.
I do. My alarm bells are absolutely ringing because, well, usually when we automate creativity, we just get garbage that floods the feed.
hmm
So my question for this deep dive is pretty simple. Does this tool actually drive revenue, or does it just add to the noise?
That is the mission today, to see if it creates real transformation. And just to be crystal clear right up front, we are talking strictly about short-form vertical video here.
So TikTok, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts?
Exactly, not long-form stuff. But the documentation we analyzed showed something really surprising. It wasn't just stitching together random stock clips.
Right, it generated a very specific case study for a product. FloWave, I think.
Yeah, FloWave. And the script it spit out was shockingly good.
This was that whole David Chen story.
Right. The AI didn't just scream, buy FloWave today. Instead, it spun up this whole narrative about David. He's this entrepreneur working like 16-hour days.
Fueled entirely by caffeine, probably.
Oh, for sure. Working until he just crashes hard at 3:01 a.m., total burnout. But then the script does this pivot. It introduces chronobiology.
Which is really just a fancy way of talking about your body's internal clock.
Right.
It's not just about time management anymore. It's about energy management. Doing your hardest work when your biology is actually primed for it.
Precisely. So the AI has David discover his biological prime time. He flips his schedule, and then 18 months later,
He sells his startup for $12 million.
boom. The hook wasn't the app at all. The hook was the $12 million exit and the freedom. FloWave was just presented as the tool he used to get there.
I have to admit that is classic hero's journey structuring. The tool clearly understands that people don't buy features.
They buy transformations.
Exactly. It sold the dream of escaping burnout. For a bot, that is surprisingly sophisticated.
It really is. But here's where we have to look at the scoreboard. Because despite that perfect narrative structure, the source material actually included the test results from posting that exact video.
Ah, yes. I was waiting for this part. How did the absolute masterpiece actually perform?
It got about 160 views.
Ouch. Yeah, and that right there is the reality check I was talking about. We call this the cold start problem.
Because the account was brand new.
Yes, exactly. Look, 160 views is totally standard for a fresh account. The algorithm genuinely does not care how good your AI's story is if it doesn't have data on who to show it to yet.
So it proves the tool can make the content, but it cannot just force virality.
It is not a magic distribution button, though.
Fair enough. But the source highlighted a really critical piece of the puzzle here, the offer itself. They were promoting FloWave specifically because it had this massive 40% affiliate commission.
And that is the core constraint. If you're only getting 160 views, you aren't making anything on ad revenue. You absolutely need a high-converting back-end offer.
So the tool is basically just an amplifier.
Exactly. If you pointed at a bad product, you're just amplifying zero. You still need a human strategist in the seat to pick a winning offer.
Right, so it requires a human brain for the underlying strategy, but there is a specific feature in this tool that kind of changes the math on those low view counts. They call it the unlimited hack.
You mean the manual override?
Yeah. By default, the software schedules one post a day. But the source pointed out you can manually go in and just generate as many videos as you want.
Which completely shifts the entire strategy.
Yeah.
You go from quality straight to volume.
Precisely. I mean, if it costs you 0 minutes to make a highly structured video, you can treat them like free lottery tickets.
You just print 100 of them.
Yeah. If 99 fail, but one hits the algorithm just right and takes off, you win. And you do it without spending a single dime on ads.
It's a terrifying kind of efficiency, honestly. You're essentially just brute forcing the algorithm.
So let's wrap this up. What is the final verdict on Traffic Supernova?
Look, it's a really powerful engine for efficiency. It definitely solves the blank page problem.
For sure.
And it structures narratives better than most beginners ever could. But it is not a magic pill. You cannot put your brain on autopilot. You have to select the right offer and actively manage the output.
Otherwise, you're just spamming the void.
Exactly. It helps you spin the wheel faster, but you absolutely still have to steer the ship.
Well put. So we'll leave you with this to chew on. If an AI can generate a literal tearjerker story about a $12 million exit and do it better and faster than most humans,
Are we moving into an era where marketing is no longer about creativity?
right, is it purely going to be about volume and offer selection from here on out?
That is the million-dollar question.
Definitely something to think about. Thanks for diving in with us.